All right, so we are back, and apparently officially now, so is KSI. He has taken on 2 men in one night. Again, it's not on his OnlyFans. Okay. He is back for Misfits 17, August 31st. The announcement of the entire card came out today by way of Misfits Cowboy himself, Mams Taylor. And it's a little bit of an interesting choice, the way they did it, but we're going to take a look because the next couple of months, we're going to be flooded with events. We have Jake Paul, Mike Perry on July 20th. We have Most Valuable Prospects that I'm very excited about on the 26th, back-to-back. On the 10th of August, we have Misfits 16. On August 31st, we have Misfits 17. There's a lot going on, and I'm sure you guys are excited about it. I am to a degree. It does feel a little different, which I think we'll get into in this video. But let's take a look at KSI's return to influencer boxing, why he's doing it, and the rest of the people on his card. And this announcement, like I said, coming to you by way of Misfits Booker, CEO extraordinaire, the Cowboy Crusader, Mams Taylor. The breakdown. Let's go.
Hey guys, I've got some really exciting news. Gonna make some fight announcements. Not all of them, but some fight announcements for Misfits and the Zone X Series 17 in Dublin, Ireland, August 31st. Want you to know there's going to be a couple of additional fights coming for 16 on August 10th as well. And also, we have the biggest extravaganza, all the fights you've ever wanted to see, guys, happening on a supercard just around the corner a little bit after Dublin, Ireland. So get ready for that. And if you're wondering where some of your favorites are, and they're not on this Dublin, Ireland card, that's where they're going to be.
Okay, so right away we have the announcement of the card yet to be announced. The big extravaganza coming around the corner in the later part of the year, I assume. There's been rumors that this is going to be something in the Middle East. From what I've seen online, and you guys are better at getting news these days than I even am, so I'm sure this is referring to the eventual KSI and Amir Khan fight that they have been planning, but yeah, listen, they're going to set the expectations high for this one. It feels like this is the opportunity for them to go all out and bring in some big-time names. I hope they do that because we haven't seen something like that since the Prime card, so let's see how they do with it. But as far as the fights we do have, like I said, we've already gone over 16. You got the main event Temper, Josh Bruckner, cool card, but we want to hear more about KSI return.
So just so you know, this is not a bad thing. It gives us an opportunity to introduce some amazing new superstars who deserve center stage and deserve to be on this pay-per-view.
Okay. He's like, it's not a bad thing, okay, that we're pushing it back. It's just we couldn't get the deal. I don't know why they couldn't get it done, but you probably shouldn't be saying stuff like, it's not a bad thing, guys. Don't worry. This isn't bad. Just tell them what it is and move on.
Let's kick it off with...
We reading off the phone? All right.
Gabe Silver making his return against W.A.D.E from Ireland. Okay, if you...
Okay, you better tell me who the fuck W.A.D.E is, because I don't know. And he's giving me a crazy look. Do I know this guy? Have I seen this guy before?
You know W.A.D.E, you know he can fight his butt off. And he's got a winning MMA record. Really good challenge for Gabe, looking to get back into the mix.
All right, well, let's look, man. They're saying this W.A.D.E guy is good. Let's take a look. Let's see. Naham W.A.D.E, 11-3. I'm definitely saying his name wrong. Fights out of SBG Ireland. Not a bad pick, you know what I'm saying? Because he does live in Ireland. That's going to hopefully bring out some fans for you. 11-3, solid record here. Don't know what he looks like as a boxer, but that's a little concerning that he's 142 pounds, and I'm pretty sure Gabe Silva's a little heavier than that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, okay, cool. W.A.D.E.
We have Ireland's own Ben Williams fighting against Warren the Mechanic Spencer. Now, that's Andrew and Tristan Tate's right-hand guy, and him and Ben have actually beaten the same guy, and Warren beat up the guy a little bit quicker. This is going to be a highly competitive fight. The winner will be fighting Jarvis for the title.
Warren the Mechanic Spencer. Okay, let's take a look at Warren the Mechanic. What's he fixing? Because, to be quite honest with you, my car oil needs to be changed, and I'm pretty sure my tires need to be rotated if he could get that done as well as whatever he does for the Tates. I don't know.
Yeah. Aggressive coming forward.
Okay, yeah, he can scrap a little bit.
Hands return, lands the right hand of his own, getting forced back. A nice
shit! I did not know that he was gonna get dropped like that. Okay, they call him Andrew and Tristan Tate's right-hand man. Where are Andrew and Tristan Tate in his corner? That's what I want to see. They both have fighting experience. They should be in his corner. Mam should make it a mandate that one of the Tate brothers comes to the fight and corners him. All right, so Aaron beat him. He got a little beat up there, but you know what? Hey, man, the guy has some skills for sure. And again, you're trying to find someone to put Ben Williams on the card, essentially, because he's, you know, another local Irishman. Ooh, I like the fight. Awesome.
Then we have Jake Cornish versus Mike Edwards in the Cruiserweight Round 1 tournament. Gonna be a bang.
I forgot this was even happening. Jake Cornish and Mike Edwards in the Cruiserweight tournament. Mike Edwards looked like he's trying to riz anybody and everybody in that picture. This is the guy that's like the track athlete, right? I know he's going to be pumped about the Olympics coming around. By the way, let's just get this out of the way now. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but the simple fact is the United States is going to win the gold medal count and the total medal count. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. We will celebrate when it's all over with. And then you have Jake Cornish. He looks like Discount Harry Jowsey a bit. Not going to lie, the chest hair is freaking me out as well. It's like perfectly coiffed chest hair. Like it shows where his chest ends and his neck starts, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know anything about how either of them fight. I think I've seen a video of Mike Edwards throw some punches and he looked pretty good, so we'll see what happens.
Another one here is DTG versus Minicon. Minicon has now stepped up to replace DK Money. This should be an...
Oh, DK Money's out of the tournament? Okay, I'm excited to see Minicon come down and wait, I guess. Heck yeah. So far, and I'm not trying to hate or whatever, this doesn't feel like a KSI card. You know what I mean? And again, I've had theories about this. We'll talk about it when we get to the KSI fight. But so far, this does not feel like a KSI card. And I know Mam said this isn't every fight that's going to be on the card, so we got more to see.
We have Sami Hamed making his debut.
This is Prince Nassim's son, correct? I'll tell you this right now, that's a handsome fella. Got the freaking Clark Kent Superman curl in the front, okay? Don't know what his hands look like, don't know what his skills look like, but he's been around a legend in the boxing game probably his whole life, and Prince Nassim probably been in the gym.
None other than Prince Nassim Hamed's son, Prince Sami Hamed, making his debut, looking to make a statement, fighting well-known TikToker Jesse Clark.
I love when we bring the well-known TikTokers in. Again, you have to qualify that statement. I'm not even trying to hate on Jesse Clark, but well-known to who?
Wadada wengi wanataka niwaoe. Na mimi sijui nafanyaje.
I don't even speak the language he's speaking. Damn! Man, got the elastic cheeks. I'm not even speaking the language he's speaking, but I'm uncomfortable for him. I don't know who he's talking to, but you gotta... Man, sounding like Joe Biden sitting there with the... Listen, if I was a betting man, which I am, the degenerate, I may need to call the number. I'm betting all the money on Sami Hamed. I don't know if Jesse can fight at all, but I'd assume that one guy can, and he's the man standing on the left.
Then we have, of course, the highly anticipated fight between Danny Aarons and Viejo. Can't wait to have these...
Dude. What the fuck is going on with Viejo's face? This dude... I'm talking motorboated a mountain of that cocaina before this picture. What are we doing here? Danny he's trying to throw Riz face, but it's not quite working out. There's more salamander face. But I'm rocking with my guy Danny Aarons here, man. Danny's the man. I need to get Danny to play UFC with me one time. I know he's a monster at that game. I do want to play it. But I'm rocking with Danny and the glow up. You understand? Him and I got the same neck trajectory to a degree. Fixing mine. Danny's gonna fix his with his boxing training. I don't know if either of them have ever fought, but probably not. And I haven't seen Viejo training. I've seen Danny training. Danny's probably going to win.
Then we have the lightweight champion, Dean the Great, making his return, fighting, once again, Ireland's own Dave Fogarty. He is the best...
Who the fuck is Dave Fogarty? Hold on.
He is the best friend and photographer of Conor McGregor.
Oh.
He has a winning record in MMA. Don't underestimate Dave Fogarty.
Had to make a cut there before we said something crazy. Connor's watching. Got to make a cut.
He is out for gold. He is out for the win here. And then, of course, we...
Okay, I love it. Don't underestimate him. He's trying to win. He's in a fight that he's trying to win. Okay, this is the guy. All right, so here he is. Here he is, the photographer for Conor. Okay. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's 7-4 in MMA, 122 pounds. Okay. Submission artist, it looks like. 5 win by submission. Lost 2 unanimous decisions. Been knocked out. Essentially, this looks like a guy that is got to be a lot. What happened to Adam? What happened to Adam Saleh? I thought that was the fight. Regardless, I get it. You know, this guy is Irish. He's apparently a best friend of Conor McGregor. We'll see what happens. This should mean that Conor's going to show up to the event. I think that's the big play here, is get somebody that Conor can show up and support. I do think, again, just based off the numbers and what I'm seeing here, Dean should have a relatively easy time here. Guy's a lot older, smaller than Dean by a couple of pounds just normally. Has 5 submission wins and a 7-win MMA career. And I don't know if he's even ever boxed. So Dean should go in, get business done here, add to his resume, and hopefully they get a big fight for him on this whatever extravaganza card they have coming up.
And then, of course, we have KSI versus Slim and Anthony Taylor. He didn't want to take on Slim.
All right, before we get to Mam's explanation here, let's just look. This is now official. KSI versus Slim and Anthony Taylor. I think I read somewhere about the rule set being a maximum of 3 tags per round and a minimum of 1 tag per round. That's kind of disappointing. I wish no one had to tag in every round. I wish that they would just be one guy versus one guy, and if you wanted to switch the next guy in the next round, then whatever. But again, I'm not a big fan of the whole 2v1 tag team shit anyway. You guys know this. But the point I made on Twitter, and the point I'm going to make right here, is that this fight, one, obviously is a bit of a, we'll call it a letdown, I'm going to say, for influencer boxing fans. And that's because KSI's name value, right? Now, I have been somebody that said KSI and Slim is a fun fight. It is a fun fight for me. I think it's a great fight for influencer boxing because you do have an influencer like Slim who's been brought up through that. And, you know, KSI being the top of the food chain, you show people that you can get to the top of the food chain if you win and do the right things in influencer boxing. And then Anthony Taylor's my guy, but I don't think that fight would ever make sense. But here we are. But this isn't me that's not necessarily super interested in it. I'm interested when KSI steps in. It feels like KSI is not interested in this fight. And I say that because I don't know if you guys have been following his social media. Leo, you can kind of put the tweets up that KSI has made about this fight. They've been relatively corporate and kind of detached, disconnected, not necessarily involved as much as you would normally see a KSI fight buildup. And maybe that's on purpose. I saw somewhere on his YouTube video, I think, Leo, you could play the clip. He said something about how he wants to just be himself for this fight.
He generally thinks he's in an anime. Look, like I said, whenever I box, I have this character that just comes out. That's why I just want to be normal. I don't care about having to try to sell tickets. I'm just going to be me. I'm fighting August 31st. That's it. That's it. Like, I'm fighting Anthony Taylor and Slim. That's it. Like that. You know, it should be a good fight. It's going to be tough because I'm fighting 2 people. But I'm here for it. Let's go. Like,
right? This shows me that KSI is doing this out of, I mean, let's be honest about it here, necessity for his company more so than necessity for his legacy. A warm-up to the big fight that they're, again, trying to make later in the year, Amir Khan, but more so, and I think this is pretty public now, so it's not necessarily a issue to say, Misfits does have an obligation to make pay-per-view events, however many it is per year, to DAZN, and it feels like for the pay-per-view events, they need to be able to sell. And as it sits right now, Misfits has not created a, by and large, superstar outside of KSI to sell mass amounts of pay-per-views. Not their fault, necessarily. They're a very young company. Got a lot of time to build that. But that's just the reality of the situation, and it feels like that is the reason we're getting any of this. The 2v1, KSI coming back, an event on this date because it's the second one in the month. It kind of sucks that that is how you get KSI fighting. One, because a lack of motivation, a lack of like ingrained motivation that isn't just money, that's dangerous because I don't care if it's 2v1, 5v1, or 9-on-1. I'm going to make them all call 9-1-1. Sorry. Shout out Uncle Chael Sonnen. But it doesn't matter what the matchup was here. If KSI is not motivated to do it, and he's purely doing it because he has to in his mind, like, again, for his company, for whatever reason it is, that it's not his passion to do it, that can be a slippery slope and could lead to a big trap here. You don't want to fumble the ball on the 1-yard line, to give you guys an American sports term. If there is this big Amir Khan fight, KSI ain't taking this fight, and if he's not necessarily as motivated for it and is like, oh, you know, okay, I'll do it, it's dangerous for him, for Misfits, for the whole thing, because if KSI loses, the whole thing crashes down.
He said, I'll take them both on by myself. More fights to come, guys. Thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you soon.
There's the announcement, officially. KSI 2v1, August 31st. I don't know how I feel about this event. I'm excited that KSI is back, even if it's this 2-on-1 Bizarro rules match that we're doing, whatever. I'm excited he's back. The undercard is the undercard, you know what I'm saying? Awesome, great opportunity for the guys, and I'm sure gals that are going to be announced, you know? But this one, to me, and maybe it's not supposed to make this feeling, right? But every time KSI has fought, it's felt like a big deal. This one, quite frankly, doesn't. And I don't know if that's just because of the setup, because of KSI, again, just me personally thinking this, looking like he is a little bit disinterested in it. But listen, we have a press conference today as this video goes out, and maybe this is where it all changes. Maybe we get KSI turning into JJ or JJ turning back into KSI or something. And maybe we get some more fight announcements. I heard a rumor that Deji's going to be there. So maybe everything switches. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it too soon. But as it sits right now, for August 31st, Misfits 17, I'm excited, but I don't necessarily have that big fight feel yet. Will that change? I don't have those answers. But you guys let me know in the comments. What do you think happens on this card? What do you think of this card on August 31st? The answers will come out in Dublin, Ireland, the Tree Arena, mate. And then and only then will we find out what happens next in influencer boxing. Where do we go from here? Don't have the answers, but guess we'll find out.